Hey Narwhals, I'm your host Luke Narwhal, and today we're going to be reading a post from r/lose it. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories. Habits I've noticed from my naturally skinny friends. First off, they're not just naturally skinny. I know metabolisms vary, but most of my naturally skinny friends have some habits that vary a lot from my own right now. These are habits that I unintentionally had up until 1 year ago when I put on some weight. Back then my BMI was 20, now it's 22.5. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I think many of these people who we assume are effortlessly thin actually have daily routines that help them stay in shape without constantly thinking about dieting or food. It keeps them from yo-yoing in weight. These are just some things that I've observed. They only eat when they're hungry. If they wake up in the morning and aren't hungry, they just have a yogurt for breakfast or skip it altogether. Just because it's a mealtime doesn't mean it's time to eat. Say lunchtime comes but they're not hungry, then no need to eat. Dinner comes and you're barely hungry, just a soup. If you're starving, yup, have a big bowl of pasta. They eat in moderation. Basically, they know when to stop. I always finish everything on my plate and then feel overwhelmingly full afterwards. At some point in their meals, they just stop eating and pour the rest of it into a Tupperware for tomorrow. When I was naturally thin, I'd eat till I was comfortably full, 2/3 of a Chipotle burrito bowl, and save the rest. Now I sit there and finish the entire thing until I'm super full and then feel guilty about it afterward. Many of them get grossed out or sickened if they eat unhealthy or eat too many unhealthy meals in a row. They tend to just be more active people, even when it comes to little things. I don't mean that they're always gym rats. I mean they opt for the stairs whenever available. Restaurant is a mile away, let's walk. Lots of water or low and zero-cal drinks throughout the day, like water, tea with no sugar, and seltzer. For me, noticing these things has helped me realize that I'm not just unlucky, it's that I've let myself fall into bad habits like snacking on calorie-dense foods and overeating. It's so easy for me to point my finger at a naturally skinny person and almost blame them, but that's not reasonable or fair to them. Most likely, they're making subconscious healthy decisions and then they indulge when they want to. I can limit myself when I think hard about it and focus, but it always feels awful because it's always a diet or a fast. For them, it's just a matter of eating in the normal pattern. Yes, this is so true. It amazes me sometimes that people can just walk past some candy or junk food and just not eat it. It takes my sister-in-law 4 days to eat a Kit Kat. She eats 1 stick a day with a cup of tea because that's all she wants. She cannot fathom eating a whole chocolate bar at once because it's too sweet. I always thought she could eat whatever she wants and not gain weight. Now I know that's true. She can eat whatever she wants, not whatever I want. She wants 1 Kit Kat stick. I want the whole Kit Kat, plus maybe a Crunchy because that's also my favorite, and then the store has them on sale, 2 for $3, and I can't pass up on a sale, so I'll get them both and eat 1 today and 1 tomorrow, and oh crap, I ate them both. I had somewhat of a deprived childhood, so as an adult, I had a bit of a binging behavior. I have to remind myself sometimes that this isn't the last opportunity to eat a particular thing, and I can pass or just eat a little. It sounds weird, but I would eat something like cake just because it was there and honestly not even really want it, or eat another slice of pizza even though I was full. I have also noticed that skinny friends will ask to split or share treats. Oh, I really want a cookie. Will someone split it with me? I would eat the whole cookie. I would eat 3 more when no one's looking. I'd eat more with people looking. Honestly, this is awesome. That's great that you see these things. We're creatures of habit, and sometimes it's hard to evaluate your own habits and their impact on your life. I've tried losing weight for years with diets and whatnot, and the struggle is real. It sucks. I've gone down 60 pounds so far, and it's because of my friend. He told me have 1 small goal every week and 1 big goal every month. My first big goal was to keep up with the weekly goal. First week goal was no soda. The second week was also no soda. Third week I didn't crave soda, so I tried for water and 1 cup of coffee only. Fourth week I started with 10-minute walks a couple times a week. Focus on 1 habit until you no longer have to force yourself to do it. Then when you move on to the second, it has all your attention. Don't rush, it's not a race and there's no quick way to the finish. 1 day at a time, just keep swimming. I lost about 40 pounds and I took a lot of habits from my friends who are also naturally able to regulate their weight. One of my friends would crave vegetables if she had a greasy meal and would need to cook healthy food the next day. Other friends just wouldn't drink soda or they wouldn't want to go to fast food or unhealthy food. It just blew my mind to be able to regulate your own eating habits, and a lot of them naturally had more energy and thus were really active. A lot of this is self-awareness and self-regulation. Think of it like developing a food sense, pausing to check in on things like, am I hungry, or am I just bored, anxious, or eating out of habit? Or, I'm halfway through this meal, do I need to keep eating, or am I satisfied? Or, I just ate this, how do I feel afterwards? Bloated, greasy, lethargic? I find that now that I'm staying home instead of eating out as often, that when I do things like eat at my desk, I eat a lot faster because I'm distracted by videos I'm watching, etc. But when I go out, I'm forced to sit at a table, have conversation, pay more attention to my food, so I have to consciously be more mindful while I eat. One thing that I've noticed as well that I really struggle with is a lack of the save the best part of the meal for last mentality. For example, when eating chicken, my favorite part is always the crispy tip part, which I usually save as the last bite of my meal. Instead, they'll eat their favorite part first, so when they're full, and can just naturally stop eating without having to worry about finishing that best bit. I think it's also important to remember that a lot of naturally skinny people who are effortlessly thin work incredibly hard at it and just don't talk about it. I expend a huge amount of mental and physical energy staying fit, but there are very few people who I'm willing to talk to about it, so I get a lot of "you're so lucky you're naturally thin" comments. I enjoy eating. It comforts me. I've noticed naturally skinny people don't do that. They don't get the same enjoyment out of it as I do. I've lost 107 pounds and I'm down to the lowest I've been since middle school, but I have to be strict still or I'll go off the rails. Wanted to throw out there that my skinnier friends get a lot of sleep. Your sleep hygiene is crucial. Do not use your phone right before bed in the dark. Cancel out any noises. Sleep in a cooler room. All of these things for sleep made me lose weight fast, along with exercise and eating healthier. My wife is naturally skinny. She just doesn't eat or drink much at all. She eats utter garbage, junk food, candy, and fast food, but she never finishes her meal and only drinks like 1/3 of her soda. But the quality of the food doesn't seem to have anything to do with it, because when I met her, she lived on fast food and candy. I recently read a book about intuitive eating, and it's essentially what your friends are doing. The method helps you get to a place where you listen to what your body wants, truly. And once you understand that your body will ask for what it needs and that nothing is ever off limits, it helps you get some of that control. If you think you can't ever have candy because it's a bad food, it will always be more enticing. If you allow yourself a piece of candy, knowing that it's not a bad thing and that you will be able to have candy again if you want to, you'll slowly be more comfortable eating just enough to satisfy your craving. And that's the principle of it. Of course, I understand that it's not an easy path for everyone. I seriously cannot overstate how important it is to drink water instead of pop or sweet tea. Americans take in ridiculous amounts of excess sugar throughout the day just by drinking things other than water. An additional bit of horrible is that all the sugar drinking acclimatizes you to want more sweetness and everything else as well. When I switched from mainly sweet tea and ginger ale to just plain water, I also dropped from buying a package of Oreos once every week or two to once every 3 or 4 months. These are all really good points, adding in my own observations. 1, they have active hobbies that they genuinely enjoy doing, hiking, surfing, skiing, and mountain biking, something fun like that, rather than just forcing themselves to go to a gym. 2, they tend to really enjoy and appreciate good food versus mindlessly eating. 3, they cook a lot of their own food versus eating out. A lot of the really healthy and slim people I know are amazing at cooking. 4, they eat a lot of fresh fruit. And 5, most of the ones I met don't drink diet soda. I think the number one thing I've noticed is don't snack while distracted. The habit of, I'm going to watch a movie, better get some snacks too. I'm going to play a game, going to grab something to snack on first. I feel like 99% of people who do this are fat and will always become fat again if they lose the weight. You know how your friends manage to stay skinny seemingly effortlessly? They are too busy to eat a lot of the time. When they're watching a movie or playing a game or working, they get in the zone with no food around them. Many overweight people struggle with a desire to eat. A lot of naturally skinny people straight up forget to eat. They can be so wrapped up in stuff that they will be hungry and just ignored for a while. And when they do eat, it's at a separate time and it's its own activity and they pay some attention to what they're eating. You can't watch what you're eating if you're literally not even watching what you're eating. And that brings us to the featured narwhals of the day from our subreddit. Our subreddit is a place to share pictures, ask questions, and get support on your weight loss journey. To join, just open the description below and click the top link. Click Use App, install the Reddit app, create an account, and then click Join once you're at our subreddit. We'd love to have you join us on the subreddit. Once again, the link is below. Our first featured narwhal of the day is Dude4014, and they say, I already posted my side angle weight loss progress, but face gains. Next is Marcus J, and they say, am I late to the face gains party? Next is Bimp Whip, and they say, did someone say face gains? 90 plus kg to 62.5 kg, only 4.5 kg away from my goal. And our last featured narwhal of the day is Aurora, and they say, left is me when I started my weight loss journey, 280 pounds at 4'10". Right is me now after 2 months of eating right. I'm 258 pounds now and I want to keep losing. I'm not sure if there's much visual difference though, and this subreddit keeps me going every day. Thanks for sharing featured narwhals. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more weight loss stories that help you stay on track. Thanks for watching narwhals, and I'll see you in the next one.